Say Ram, we all are living life from one event to another event. Events can be simply labeled as either good or bad. In bad times, we worship God with full sincerity, pleading to Him to solve our problems. But in good times, we lose that sincerity. We believe that whatever good has happened is because of our own karma, and whatever bad has happened is the will of God. And from here begins the problem. Either we must stick to the principle of karma and accept both good and bad as our own doing, or we must stick to the God's will principle and see that good and bad both is His plan, God's plan for us. You know, God is always kind. He knows about the selfishness of human nature, and therefore His doors are never closed for us. He is waiting for us till we let go of our selfishness and acknowledge His grace. The purpose of good and bad events is to keep the human being trapped in the illusion of Maya. God's plan for us is one and only. That is to learn and grow with every experience and realize the futility of material obsession and free ourselves from the trap of the samsara. Bhakti of Sri Ram is the most simple and joyful journey which frees us from the trap of this Maya. Ramayan Sri Ramcharitmanas is the constitution of Bhakti, spoken by God Shiva, written by Goswami Tulsidas and stamped by Hanuman. Just by contemplating on the story of Lord Sri Ram, we can attain peace very soon, a permanent state of bliss, which is beyond the vicious circle of good and bad events of life. Say Ram. Princess Sita entered the Dhanush Yagya arena, the bow ceremony, and casted a glance at the king contenders present there, who had come to participate in the bow challenge. But her anxious heart was only looking for Prince Ram. For a moment, the eyes of Sri Ram met. Both of them felt as if they had found a long-lost treasure. But then, drawing Lord Ram into her heart, she shifted the gaze out of modesty. Long ago, this is another story, long ago, Lord Parshuram told King Janaka that only the one who could tie the string of this Shiva's bow would be Sita's husband. He would be no ordinary person but her companion of eternity. So when Princess Sita reached the right age, King Janak, her father, organized this bow challenge to find her eternal partner. The story was already written by the Providence. Nothing could change the unification of Sri Ram. Lord Ram and Mother Sita are incarnations of Supreme Narayan and Lakshmi, who dwell together beyond the dimensions of form, space, and time. Every journey of life, of human life, of our life, your life is already written by Providence, even before it begins, even before you were born. Nothing happens without a purpose, but rarely are we happy with our life. We are always complaining, and the reason is our incapability to read the divine plan, the God's plan for us, because we see things as we want to and not as how they are. When Sri Ram, the supreme avatars, God, did not interfere with the divine plan and willingly faced all hardships, how can we, mere mortals, think that they can reshape the plan? We can reshape the plan. Say Ram. For Sri Ram interfering with the divine plan, like ordinary human beings, would have meant privately marrying and thereby avoiding this bow challenge, rejecting Father Dashrath's order to go to forest exile, refusing to testify Mother Sita through Agni Pariksha, and not going to an exile again for the unjust satisfaction of citizens of Ayodhya. But never did they compromise on dharma or duty. Life is about asking yourself, am I ready to face the difficulties and yet stay righteous? Or shall I shy away from challenging situations? We human beings neglect dharma, either to satisfy our desires or out of fear of loss. Compromise and cleverness can give instant satisfaction, a sense of victory, but nobody can escape the effects of karma that lies ahead. Unless the means and the end are not perfect, the story is not over. Be it ours or Ramayan or Mahabharata. The most powerful asura of that era of Ramayan, Ravan, also attended the bow challenge. However, realizing that he could not lift the Shiva's bow, he left the arena quietly to save himself from the embarrassment of defeat. The other contenders knew that they were no match even to Ravan, let alone Lord Ram. Although the contenders had lost, yet they, like stray dogs, which keeps on returning even after being shooed away, didn't exit the arena. What we think as our firm resolution to achieve is actually our desire, our desperate and egoistical desire to acquire. Without assessing our own strength and the situation, we just jump to grab. The incidence of bow challenge reflects the stupidity of the selfish human mind. Say Ram, we need to realize that whatever we achieve is because of God's grace, of Ram's grace. Our talents and abilities are just instruments. The extraordinary skill with which some human beings achieve greatness in this world is again a special gift of grace given to them. There is nothing to be proud of, to be arrogant of, and nothing to be upset for. Foolishness and failures will keep frustrating us till we don't acknowledge grace and stop assuming ourselves as the doer. The only purpose of life is to become eligible for Lord Ram's grace. With the blessing of Lord Ram, the moment Sugriv changed his approach, from being an ousted coward, he became the king of his kingdom, that is Kishkinda. Question is, what is it in this world that we can fully depend on? On what should we place our Shraddha? On our strength or on Shri Ram's grace? Say Ram. Please do like, share and subscribe this channel. This knowledge is very useful for all. You can also check my book, Being Ram. I have given the Amazon link in the description and the Kindle edition is free. Also, you can connect with me and join our WhatsApp group of Being Ram. Again, the WhatsApp group link is given in the description. Thank you and Jai Ram.